What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of VidORGs Fall Guys, Season 3. We got GT back once again. Welcome, welcome.
Hey.
I know, unfortunately, we weren't able to book Peanut this time, so, we're stuck with you.
We're stuck with me, yeah.
um, this is going to be the first episode of our post-merge. You're going to be getting one episode every single vote out. So today we're going to be talking about the first challenge and the first vote. Find out who was voted out, what happened, all the good stuff, some drama, because so far this merge is looking fun.
Yeah, it is. It's really weird. Well, I kind of knew that it would be. I did call that. I was like, I feel like this merge might. Yeah.
And
by the way, fun because terrible gameplay. By the way, terrible gameplay.
By some
like
people.
I'm gonna make a very yeah, but also unexpected gameplay as well. So
yeah. Apologize to everyone when GT speaks. I know it's awful. So.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
No, okay, so starting off, we had our challenge, which this is a really fun one. This one was designed by Peanut, and it's
based on a Fall Guys challenge.
Yeah, exactly, actual Fall Guys challenge, which I think people enjoy when they're based on that. This one was called Hexagon, and how it worked is essentially you had a giant grid of spaces, and there's 4 levels. So if you think there's like 4 tiers. If you haven't played Fall Guys, if you played Fall Guys, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. And what you would do is every 30 minutes, you had to essentially check in and pick a space that you wanted to go to. And then when you go there, the one behind you disappears. The space that you're on disappears. So, and then if you forget to check in, or if you step into a space that was already stepped on, nice duck face, but you fall through the level and you fall to the bottom level. You get eliminated from the competition when you've fallen through all 4 levels. The twist that we did, starting after the first hour, get people accustomed to the game a little bit, is that during your window when you go to move, you could still only do it every 30 minutes, or I think it was 20 minutes actually, not 30 minutes.
Every 20 minutes. No, it's not. Yeah.
So after the first hour, when you went to go do your move, which was each 20 minutes, you could move as far as you wanted rather than just one space. So what we saw is people just like running across the board and like destroying the whole thing, running into each other, trying to cut each other off, and make each other fall. And so but then you had that mix with some people that just forgot to check in or move. And so it really came down to only a couple people. There was 2 immunity winners for this one. We split a group because we had 12 players. We split each into 6 players per group.
Yeah. 12 divided by 2.
Yeah. That's how math works. So the group A, it really boiled down to 2 people. Drake had a huge lead and was on board number like level 1, the highest level. Everybody else had fallen already to either like level 2 or 3, or some of them even got out. But it came down to him and Princess, and he was like way ahead of Princess. And then he forgets to check in. And so when he forgot to check in on level 1 and he fell directly down below to level 2.
Yeah, didn't you fall all the way down to level 4?
Yeah, I was going to say the space was gone that he was going to fall on in level 2. So he falls all the way to level 4. But then he's like, it's okay, I still got a plan. And he was going to create a giant hole so that whenever anybody else fell through, they fell all the way out of the game at level 4, and then he would be the only one left. And it actually looked like it was going to work. He was timing it out to the point where he got enough spaces left while also still making it dangerous for the people falling through. And then he forgets to check in again. And so he ends up losing. He was super pissed at himself. I know that.
Yeah.
So Princess won board number 1 or group A. And then group B.
Oh, they did. Sorry.
What's that?
I said, yep, they did.
Oh, yeah. Group B was, I thought the more interesting one actually, even though some people like fell out very early. There was really 3 people that were competing on this one. It was Trump, Icy, and Bluey. And it started off actually like everyone fell through to floor 2. Like every single person fell through to floor 2 very early. And then it ended up with those 3 on floor 2. But then, and when they did a bunch of the moves, Princess, like destroyed like half the board, and then or not Princess, Icy destroyed like half the board and cut it in half. So basically, the floor two had Icy on one half with like probably 75% of the board, and then Trump on the other half with 25% of the board. And then below that was Bluey and I forget somebody else. But they Icy forgot to check in. If he would have checked in, he would have won. He had so much space to outlast Trump on, but he forgets to check in, so then he falls down, and then he falls down all the way to like floor 4, and then what he does is he does this
It's
like
Bluey.
Bluey was on floor 3, so then we had one on each floor. We had Trump on 2,
No,
Bluey on 3, Icy on 4.
but I mean, he fell through because of Bluey.
Yeah, because of Bluey.
He was decimating that entire.
Yeah. But then Icy decides to like decimate floor 4 basically and carve this huge like line out of it. And then Bluey decides that Bluey wanted to go down to floor 4 because Bluey wanted to be able to have control of what they were taking out and everything on floor 4. And when they dropped down, it was the same turn that Icy had carved this path through it. And so Bluey lands in a space. They didn't get knocked out, but they landed in a space that was like 10 squares total. That was all that they had. And so
that's right, because Icy was laying that trap, right? The triangles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then Bluey falls into it. Icy ends up like forgetting to check in the very next one, so he's out. So there's like 80% of the board that's like not untouched, right. And then there's like a little tiny square in the corner that Bluey is just trapped in. And then it just came down to whether or not Trump was going to check in time. And actually, I don't know if you paid attention. There was one point when Trump was on a space where had he forgot to check in, he would have fallen through floor 2, 3, and 4 and been eliminated. And Bluey would have won. But that wasn't the case. And actually, but then Bluey moved to their
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
Bluey went to the very last space, and Trump forgot to check in. And then fell through floor 2, fell through floor 3, and landed on floor 4 with Bluey just in time for Bluey to see Trump and then get eliminated, basically.
Oh, man.
So we had Princess and Trump win immunity, which was really interesting because, like, in a lot of ways, they were, like, the two going head-to-head, like, battling the most. It was, like, their sides of the tribe, basically. Yeah. And so it made it definitely pretty interesting. And then going into the vote, because of, Penguin doing well in DoorDash, and being like smart and a good challenge person, Trump wanted to target Penguin because they couldn't target Princess.
But he didn't know that Penguin was good at DoorDash. He just because nobody knows where everybody places at DoorDash. It's just like he knew that Penguin.
People were floating the idea that Penguin had an idol from DoorDash, the first DoorDash.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think he told somebody, he got out. So there was just a general idea of that. Also, just in general, thinking that Penguin was a threat, and he had other people that were willing to do Penguin as well, because Princess.
Right. He also wanted to limit Mufasa's options. That's what he was saying.
Yeah, he knew that.
That was the main thing.
Penguin. That's right. Yeah. He knew Mufasa
was tied to Penguin. Yeah. Mufasa and Princess were both tied to Penguin. If he takes out Penguin, he weakens Mufasa, brings her over to him, and also weakens Princess, his opponent.
Yeah. So that was the idea with targeting Penguin. But then Penguin decided, okay, well, I got to team up with Princess and Bluey, who were like a duo. And so they formed like a little core 3. They were also the only, they were 3 of the original dinos that were on the Banana Tribe, Copper being the other one. Hugh and Sugi decided to vote for Copper, or wanted to target Copper because I didn't really know. You actually informed me, so why don't you? I think you had a better idea of why.
Well, if you look at Sugi's confessionals, no, but I think I'm pretty sure that Sugi was with Mufasa, and I think that it was just that Mufasa knew that was it Princess.
Well, Copper like said.
Copper told Trump, I think that, or somebody that he was targeting Mufasa, and because of that, he might have actually told Sugi.
I
But
think he told
anyway,
Sugi
so
or Hugh, maybe. I don't know.
mhm. So
Basically,
because of that, then Mufasa was like, oh, I kind of want to target him, but then like people were like, no, like target like Penguin. Then so but like Sugi and Oni were like down to target or it's not Sugi and Oni, Sugi and Hugh were down to target Copper.
yeah.
And then Sugi got Trump on board. Now I don't remember how that happened.
Yeah, somehow. So basically, Trump ends up joining the group voting for Copper, and this is like last second, I believe, like right before the vote, basically, maybe an hour before the vote was read.
Yeah.
Because also at the same time, Penguin or Mufasa told Penguin that there was going to be enough votes on Penguin, and
so
Penguin
he should
had
play
the
his idol.
Yeah, so Penguin ends up playing the idol, but because and originally it was supposed to be like 6-5 on Penguin, with then 5 being Copper, Bluey, Princess, Penguin, and no 7-4. It's supposed to be 7-4. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know exactly.
Well, there's 5 votes, love. Yeah, wait, can't count.
I know, whatever
yeah.
it is. 8-4.
So
That's what it's supposed to be. 8-4. But then three of the votes for Penguin switched off to like split the vote, and they put it on Drake. Or they put it on Copper.
No, they were already going to be putting it on Drake.
The
Princess, Penguin, Princess, Penguin, and Bluey for voting Drake. Yeah.
They were going to be voting Penguin, but they split 3 votes off to vote Copper.
Right. Yeah.
In case Penguin played the idol. And so Penguin plays the idol. It ties 3 votes on Drake, 3 votes on Copper, because Copper didn't vote.
No, he did.
In a correct way. He voted Oni, which no one really knows why he voted Oni, if he was targeting Mufasa, and
I think
there was votes on Drake. No one really knows. He's probably just confused. Anyway, Copper.
Not really. He knew what he was doing.
I don't think he did.
No, he did, because he told Princess that he was doing it. They were like, okay. And he was just like, yeah, I just want to do it. Like, just.
Right, but like, it's not like.
Yeah, sure. Whoa, there's no reason. He's just being a little like 13-year-old. I don't know. The reason is he's 13. That's the reason.
Yeah. That's probably true. Okay. I mean, he made it substantially further than I've seen him in previous orgs, but granted, he only went to travel twice before now. Once. He only went to travel 1 time. And that was when Jacob got voted out. Because on Bananas, they never went. But anyway, so it ties with Copper and Drake. And then in the revote, Copper goes home 7-3. At that point, Trump or like Drake and Oni and Random and Mufasa and basically everyone that voted for Penguin all switched and voted for Copper. So 7-3. What I think we kind of saw though is like almost 3 factions form at this part of the game. There's Princess's faction, which is like Bluey and Penguin. There is Trump's faction, which is like Oni and Icy and Drake. With Drake being like the right hand to Trump, basically. And then there's this other like kind of like group that's floating in the middle, which is the Hugh, Sugi, Mufasa. And everyone keeps trying to pull them to their side, is what it seems like. And it's it makes
which is really funny to me.
I know, it makes it for some fun gameplay. But I don't know. That was this. Do you have more to say? Like, do you think on this? So I guess status update on advantages though. I believe. Well, Trump has an idol from DoorDash.
So Trump has an idol, so Penguin does not have an idol. Yeah, Trump has an idol.
His,
this is where we released. Remember the clues?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll talk about that. But also there was I think Mufasa has an extra vote. Mm-hmm. So Mufasa won an extra vote in DoorDash.
Well, in the no, extra vote was in pre-merge.
Yeah.
It was just before merge. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that Mufasa has the extra vote.
Oh yeah, Mufasa has it. So we have an extra vote for Mufasa and an idol for Trump.
Yeah. So then, right after we merged, I released a secret idol, basically. It's called the Acme idol. It's just like it's this giant puzzle hunt. And I hit a couple clues throughout the channel. They weren't super hard to find. Um, and what you had to do is decipher those. It was some numbers, and basically, if you just deciphered the numbers and you realized that it spelled out Acme, and then you use that as a command, it linked you this PDF that had like 13 puzzles, and if you solve the 13 puzzles, you get an idol. Some of these puzzles are fairly easy. Some of them are very difficult. It's about probably like 5 to 6 hours minimum to like do the whole thing. Yeah, so I think we saw. So Icy found it really early, and I think Icy was the first one to find it. And then Copper found the like clues, but didn't have a clue what they meant, and was asking what they meant in tribal.
In tribe chat. Well, so was Bluey, wasn't he?
No, I think it was just Copper, because then Icy
Bluey
was trying
said,
to like make Copper shut up and not talk about it anymore.
Oh yeah. He was like deflect. He was like, oh yeah, ho ho ho, like 13.5, whatever.
Yeah,
it was like some weird thing. Yeah.
But then, so we also saw Bluey found them, and then Penguin found the Acme clue as well, and gave it to Mufasa. So they were working on it together to try and get another idol. And at the same time, we kicked off the next round of DoorDash, where we had Bluey and Penguin and Trump. Drake actually, Drake claimed it with a tribal disadvantage thing.
Yes.
Immunity challenge.
Not immunity challenge. I was like,
yeah, immunity challenge disadvantage. And I think Sugi was the last player to claim one. So then we had 6 players that claimed the first round of gates, moving on to the next set. And I think that's where we end this one. Dude, I mean, is there any thoughts? Any other thoughts on like what happened?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was, Copper wasn't so active, so I think that him going definitely was like, oh, okay, cool. So like, there's more active people here.
I agree. He wasn't influential.
He wasn't. He didn't add anything. And
Sorry,
I mean, he knows this. It's like
yeah.
It's not like a big surprise.
Well, okay. So tell me, what are your thoughts on who's left? What's your predictions on who will do well, who will win? Who do you want?
Well, I think that at this point, it's been Mufasa's game for a while. It could be Penguin. He's hot on the trail of the idol.
He's made a lot of progress.
Yes. And then I would say, and this is all the point of the first episode, the first merge episode. And then I guess Trump, like, I felt like Trump could since like before the merge, and I know you were like, no, like, go. I really hope he doesn't though.
Doesn't
I think
what?
that he win.
Oh, I don't think Trump can win. I still don't. I think he's amazingly fun to watch. I know that we just wish he would be himself and play.
Yeah,
but
I do.
He's not. He's still fun either way.
Yeah.
The one thing that I think that is interesting about him is that just based on the character that he's playing, it forces him to be in the front, and you need some players that are like that, because not everybody can sit in the shadows. It just doesn't work like that. And if that does happen, you see exactly what kind of happened on the Ducks tribe, where no one says anything, no one does anything, and then they just take the easy votes. Is kind of my opinion. So I like seeing a player that's like out in front, him and Princess and stuff, that are like very vocal, very like putting themselves out there type of a deal. Because it forces some lines to get drawn. That's also why I was like super happy that Trump and Princess both won the immunities, because it meant you saw an interesting vote.
Yeah, exactly. It was like the two heads couldn't be vote. So like, what's going to happen? And I think that I will say that I feel like the artifice of Trump is starting to break a little bit.
like the
Uh,
wall, the characters.
the
Kind of,
character, yeah. I mean, it's always kind of broken a little bit, but like it's starting to like really break. And it's just interesting to be like, oh, so that's what you think.
yeah, there are
Yeah.
times when he's not been foolproof in his character. I think he's done really well
No,
in
he's oh yeah,
maintaining
no, that's
character.
how he should do it. That's how he should do it. It's but it's
Um,
that's why I'm saying it's very fun to watch that
yeah, so
as
I don't know.
another runner.
I would like to see. I just don't think there's any possibility of Trump getting to the end. Although, like, he is
That's what they
so
said in 2016.
That's true, but he's so disliked by almost everyone but like Drake and Oni. And I see. I guess that they made the cabinet alliance, but like even then, I think people just like won't vote for even if he gets to the end, people just out of like you know
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they just no, I'm not voting for Trump no matter what.
yeah, yeah.
And so I don't think that
But
he can win
but
it.
do you think he's a goat? He's not a goat though.
But that's the thing is I don't think he can be a goat either because he has too much like influence essentially. Not necessarily that everyone believes, but like he pushes on things. He's not just sitting there asking, "Oh, who should I vote?" So no one's going to control him, and because of that, I don't think he can be a goat. And also, no one will vote for him. So I don't really see him getting to the end unless he kind of gets to the end in a Russell Hance type of way, actually.
Right, right,
Which maybe that's
right.
possible, but
I don't see. I don't see
it
it.
would take a lot of like perfectly timed moves all the way through to
Because
somehow
Russell's more
get
of a
the end.
snake than Russell's more of a snake than this guy. Trump is like, oh, he's like just stomping bombastic.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's
Yeah,
been essentially entirely honest and like
yeah,
trustworthy throughout
it
the
has,
game.
but it's just interesting. Yeah, it's interesting to see what he starts doing in alliances
Yeah.
and confederations. So I do want to touch if we're gonna like do a little expose on Trump. I want to say like so what I like about Mufasa is I want to just like I like Mufasa. So I like Mufasa because it seems like she like people I think in this vote are starting to catch on that like that's right. Oh shit, that's right. We forgot to say Trump was like there's a snake in our group.
Oh, yeah. When the vote
And
didn't go for
they were like, it's Mufasa. They were like, it's Mufasa. We think
yeah.
it's Mufasa. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is where everybody starts to kind of catch on to Mufasa's thing, but they also, need her. So it's like, and then you have it's like everybody's out there. Like
Yeah,
there's nobody at this point that's very of the people that we talked about that are very hidden.
yeah, I would say the
Everybody
players
that
that are the most
yeah,
hidden are probably like Hugh, Sugi, and Random.
but they're hidden to
And
us too. So
no, that's what I'm saying. Like not to anybody else. And Oni. Um,
yeah,
those ones
yeah.
are hidden. I would say probably Sugi is like maybe the most like under the radar at the moment. Um,
Yeah,
so we'll
yeah.
see.
But
The thing with Mufasa is like she's a really hard out because she has enough like connections and influence that I think getting the numbers to take her out would be very difficult almost at any point. Um, because she's like halfway tied to like everybody basically. Um, but then I don't know. She's like kind of a I don't know. Do you know what I'm I just think that it'll be very difficult for anyone to rally enough like a majority numbers to take out Mufasa until like the final six or so. Is kind of my opinion. Um, the only way to
right,
take her out
right,
earlier than that I think would be through advantage play, idols or
right.
extra votes or steal votes or stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then finally, Icy. Do we think that he's in danger the next vote? Like,
I mean, it seems like him, Drake, Oni, and Trump are pretty solid in their cabinet alliance. So,
I don't mean
um,
Icy. I meant Penguin.
oh,
Penguins,
Penguin.
penguins
Um,
live in the Icy.
yeah. Penguin. I think Penguin's definitely still in trouble. I mean, he just used his idol. I think that
Right.
puts a lot of pressure on a person to like try and stay like it makes them
His
very
best chance.
vulnerable.
His best chance is probably finding this next idol.
Yes, find the Acme idol, win the next DoorDash. One
Yeah.
of the two probably is like what it's gonna
Or
be.
immunity challenge.
Yeah, or immunity challenges and stuff. Yeah, obviously those are always
Yeah.
option. But
All
yeah, no,
right.
I think Penguin is definitely at risk and still seen as a threat.
All right.
Um,
Cool.
I don't know. What do you think? Any last thoughts before we say goodbye to everybody? Also, oh,
Uh,
actually, congratulations to you. Got casted in Fuzz Fiverr,
I did. I did get cast in
the
Fuzz
All
Fiverr.
Stars.
We have a travel going on for that right now, so that's fun.
Why'd you
And
try to lose? Come on. Oh yeah, never mind. It's because you're on their
I
team.
can't say anything. What are you talking about?
It's because you're on their
Let me
team.
tell you I can't say anything
That's why
because
you lost the challenge. Is because you're on their
no,
team.
because if somebody on the other side sees this, then But it's just, and I think that the production team would be very upset. So,
Sure.
but yeah, it's yeah, well, Monster. So that's
Yeah.
fun. It's my first
Go to
time
Fuzz
playing GT.
Fiverr. Watch GT. Fail
Yay!
miserably. That's what I'm doing.
My name is Wabbits there.
Wabbits, yeah, Wabbits.
Yes,
So,
yes,
um, alrighty. Well, thank you guys for
oh, and
tuning in.
you got cast in Dollar Fiverr.
Yeah,
Jake got
we
cast in Dollar
actually,
Fiverr.
I probably have some missing stuff right now. I don't know.
Yes, you probably have been. You're probably going
We are
to be the
finding out
first.
our tribes at this moment. So,
Yeah. So
um,
I will go let you
yeah,
do
I
that.
gotta sign off so I can check.
Yeah. All right. All
All
right.
right, everybody.
Well, you take care.
Yep. Thank everybody. Have a
Bye.
good one, and we will see you shortly with the next episode and our the second number of our jury because Copper is number one. All right. See you then.
Yep.